Alright, welcome to Curcio's Kitchen. I'm gonna name this Curcio Kitchen now. I'm gonna make a thing called a bolognese. It's an Italian dish. Whereas a bolognese is from the region of Bologna in Italy, like right in the middle part of Italy, the Tuscany and that area. Bolognese is a reduced down ragu, like a ragu meat sauce. It's reduced down to like a meat, meat sauce. That's what it's reduced down meat sauce. So let's just start it. I got about a pound of ground beef right here. I'm gonna got some oil. Put a little oil in it.
Dad, there was a black spot on that.
It's fine. Now I got the oil over here. Got a pan nice and hot. What I'm gonna do is with the meat, I'm gonna brown it, get a nice golden brown, get a nice seal on it. What we do is you caramelizing the meat, and that's what gets flavor. The caramelization of the meat. We'll see the salt and pepper. Once I get done cooking it, I'm gonna put it in a crock pot. I'm gonna put this in the, once it's done, I'm gonna put it in the crock pot and gonna let it cook all for a couple hours. So still, you could do it on a stove method, but I'm gonna do it in a crock pot where you just let it go, let it cook for a couple hours. Then when it's completely done, towards the end, I'm going to do some whole wheat pasta or whole wheat spaghetti. So I'm going to finish with that. What I have now, what I got here is about a carrot, like a one whole carrot diced up. And here I got some onions and I got some onions and peppers in here. I know I'm freaking fucking food, I know. I'm gonna season with salt and pepper. Remember, people, I am a professional. That's cooking. I'm gonna show you a trick. I'm gonna show you how to dice up basil. Really nice. It's called basil. It's called chiffonade. How you do basil. I'm gonna show you how it's done. Pull it off. Chiffonade means little ribbons. That's what it means, little ribbons. You take them, you do make a little, you make a stack. Make a little stack. You roll it like a joint. Like we do, roll it like a joint. You just don't smoke it, man. I mean, I've seen people try to smoke dill weed or oregano before. That's just them being fucking weird. Go down, really thin. There's little ribbons. You don't want to chop things way too much, or it get bruised like black. You want to keep it nice and fresh. If you chop it too much, you'll bruise the shit out of it. Like, you don't feel that like you beat your meat too much, you bruise the shit out of it. You know, you don't want to do that with the basil. It's the same way. Best to have like bigger bunch of basil, bigger leaves, so it's make it easier. So I'm gonna push this aside because I'm going to put this when I make the sauce out of it. So come over here. Come on, right over here. Right over here. Come on, right over here. Get it stirred up. Break it up a little bit. tell you a story about this pan. One year, while I was living in Canada with my ex, I was walking the dogs. Coming back from walking the dogs, off to the side was this pan on the side of the road. So don't worry, I took it home. I cleaned up really nice. I got a nice little pan out of it. So I did clean it and washed it. So, stop it. Now I got the meat cooking little brownish. I'm gonna take some, I drained some of the beef fat a little bit, so it won't be too fatty. I'm gonna put a little bit of the beef fat back in. Then I'm gonna take my diced carrots, put it in there, right in there. I'm taking my diced bell peppers, put it right in here, just right in here, right here, right there. Add a little more salt and pepper. I'm gonna sweat this out a little bit. Mix it in. I know it looks a little bit like a chili right now, doesn't it? But it's not going to. Now that's cooking. I'm going to tell you a little story. A little story about Italy. My great grandfather, my dad's side, was born and raised in Italy, Naples. And my grandfather and my mother's side was the first native born American. And when he was about in the third grade, or what grade he was in, my grandfather, he had to drop out of school because during the time of the Depression. So during that time, my uncles on my dad's side and my grandfather got involved in the mob, where they did bootlegging and stuff like that. And where I live at now, we used to call Little Chicago, because that's where all the mobsters came, hung out. It's called at the time the Hotel Hardy, or the Ritter House, or now it's called the Yo-Yo, but it's actually called the Hotel Hardy. And Al Capone was there. It's a very historic town. So I'm doing a traditional Bolognese dish. That's what I'm just doing, and just like I try and explain about my heritage a little bit, of why I do this. I like to honor them in my way, and one day I'll have my own restaurant called the Curcio family restaurant.
Your grandfather came from Italy. He came over with the monks.
My grandfather on my mom's side came over from Italy. Came with the Franciscan monks.
Wipe your nose.
Yeah.
What's that? Now I got the meat and carrots and onions, nice and cooking. I'm gonna add some little garlic. I take about like a tablespoon half of garlic. Get that cooked in a little bit. Now I'll take about like a tablespoon of tomato paste. You want to put this in when it's cooking, so you cook out the harsh, acidic of the tomato paste out of it. You don't want to put it in raw because it won't change the flavor of your dish. So you want to get that in, cook it up a little bit. Damn. I'm just cooking the tomato paste up. White. Now I got the tomato paste nice and cooking. I'm gonna take the rest of this Pinot Grigio, and yes, I know this is red meat and stuff like that. It's supposed to use red wine. You can. I do have some. I'll use some Pinot though first. I'm taking a little bit of Merlot too, just a little bit. You want to reduce this down. You want to reduce this and get all the bits, all the yum yums on these bits right here. This is the flavors right on the bottom right here. All that brownness. That's what you want. That's where the flavor comes from. Now that's reduced. And we take a can of crushed tomatoes, by half a can. Now that's cooking. I'll add some parsley. Some dry oregano leaves. And the basil I chiffonade back in there. And then with salt and pepper. Now, I'm going to put this in this crock pot here. Get a spatula, scrape on. You know what? Taking some water.
Don't use that white one. Don't.
Put this back on the stove a little bit. Get all the edges. I'll put that in here. And I'm gonna put in the crock in the slow cooker, in his slow cooker. Let it reduce down. Really let this liquid juice out. If it doesn't, I always go put it back in the oven on the stove to finish cooking. I'm gonna put it on high. let it cook for a couple of hours. Let it really reduce down.
How many? 2 hours.
I would say on high, if you want true flavor, you let it reduce down you let it cook for a few hours. I'm gonna let it reduce down, let it develop that flavor, and that's what I'm gonna do. I come back, I'm gonna check back with it and cook like around 4 o'clock, see where it's at, and that's what we see where it's at right now, and finish it that way. Now the meat sauce is not bolognese, nice to reduce down. I add a little bit of cream to give it back to life. This is the bolognese. I add a little bit of cream at the end. Just cream, keep that down to a little bit. We're gonna do it now. Add a little bit of cream. I got my pot of water. I got my pot of pasta water boiling. Pasta. Now I got the bolognese nice reduced down. It's resting. I'm gonna put a pound of spaghetti. First, I'm gonna add a little salt to it. Add it to it. Let it cook down. Let it sit there for a little bit. Let it just cook. And this whole wheat pasta I get used. Now the pasta's almost, this whole wheat pasta's almost done. I'm gonna take it out, put it in the bolognese. Usually bolognese serve a nice thicker pasta, like a fettuccine or pappardelle or tagliatelle, but they didn't have gluten-free, they didn't have whole wheat fettuccine, which I was trying to do. So I use spag instead. Get all the pasta out. Get good, cook it, get all coated with the sauce, everything.
There's some pasta away from that. And that's what I got.
Add a little pasta water to it, it's a little thin. So this is getting a little saucier. Now I'm gonna take a plate.
The black, it's there.
Now I'm gonna do a fancy style of twirling the pasta. Take it in here and you twirl it with a pitchfork. Not a really fine twisting.
It's not for us.
Little corn. Homemade bolognese with whole wheat pasta.